Hey everyone, Tim McGartman. What we're going to do today is we're going to work on very specific outs and very specific strategies for what to shoot at to get it out, right? Let's say you need 40 and you go single 20, oops, missed a double. Single 10, oops, missed that. Do you go for the double 5? Do you not go? That's just an example, and we'll talk about several in this video. Okay folks, so here is one that can be a little bit controversial, and it should be a matter of preference and how you plan on any particular day. And that number is 50, right? So what you don't want to do is step up to the board and go for a bullseye, right? Unless you're really good at the bullseyes, you probably don't want to do that, right? So what you're going to do is you're either going to go for 18, double 16, most likely, or you're going to go for 10 tops, right? So there's a couple of different ways of looking at this, right? So if you go with the 18, double 16, if you missed a double 16, you got the double A. If you missed the double A, right, you got the double 4, and so on, right? So you get a lot more opportunities going the 18, double 16 route down the line than you do if you go with the tops double 10. Now, my preference for the most part in this would always be to go for the 18, double 16 because, again, of those follow-up opportunities. If you come inside of the 16, you got the double 8, come inside of the double 8, 4, and so on, right? As opposed to the double 20, you come inside, you get double 10, inside 5, and then you're having to split to get back to a double. So more opportunities, 18, double 16, and again, if you're simply not hitting those double 16s and you want to go for the tops because you really like that number, go for it. But odds-wise, you're better off going with 18, double 16. So let's start with the example of tops. So let's take a shot at tops. And we're into these singles, so we go over to the 10s. Oh, and we're high. We're on single 6. That leaves us with 14 or double 7. Okay, so here's what you want to know, right? What is the score? Am I winning by, a lot? Now, I don't have a lot of confidence that my opponent's going to go out in this next game, this next turn. That being the case, instead of mucking around with double 7, I might just bust this game, right? Thinking that I got another turn for sure, pretty much. So I'm going to go back over and shoot for tops in the next round. But if I don't, if it's looking like he's close, or he may go out at that time, then I will take a shot at the 7 and missed it. So now we're at 14 for the next turn, but again, we had to take that chance because the opponent was close. So remember, if he wasn't close on that turn, then go ahead, bust it, and go back and shoot for the more common. All right, so we have 20 left, double 10, right? No problem. Pop this in. Oh, it's on the inside. That's all right. We got double 5 left. Oh, that's on the inside too. That leaves us with 5. All right, I guess I'll go in. I'll bust. That's right. Why did I bust? Okay. Oftentimes in the game, because we're shooting at tops so often, that if we miss, we come inside, we have that shot at double 10. And so we have a lot more opportunities to go for a double 10 than we do for setting up and potentially going for a double 2. So I think the double 10 is the way to go, and that's why, in that case, once I hit inside on here, I had no double shot left for that third dart. So why not bust it and go back to something that we feel more comfortable with, the double 10, as opposed to going for the 1 with that last dart, leaving us with a double 2. So that's a strategy that I would do normally in that particular situation. You know, if you feel real comfortable with double two, you might want to go for the single one. Okay, strategy, right? We have 10 left. That's a double five. Do we go right at it, or do we split it up? Well, if your opponent's got a little ways to go and he's not really on a finish, I'd split it up. So we go over to 2, and we hit the 4. So that puts us in a little bit of a pickle, and now we have the 6, right? So we take the shot, and now we're into 3, right? And again, our opponent really wasn't looking like he was going to go out. So what do we do in this situation? We bust, right? So we bust out of that game and allow ourselves another shot at going back. Now, if our opponent was on and out and looking like he could potentially end the game, I'd recommend going straight for the double five. And if you get fortunate like I was, you'll hit it. So again, it all depends on where your opponent is. If you're not feeling that good about the double five and maybe you think you got a little bit of leeway, split it. Go for the 2 and then the double 4. Tim the Dart Man, let me know what you think. So I found myself left with 159. Oh, 60. That's good, right? Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm at 99. Well, that's no good. So, the real play would have been to step back on the third dart. You've got 40 in there, and shoot for that treble 19. I didn't get it, right? But I did get the single 19, which leaves me at an even 100. And we all know that a 100 is a 2-dart finish if things go well. And most likely with a 100, you can get a shot at a double if things go halfway decently. You know, even if you're going single 20, you still get 2 shots at maybe tops. But it's a lot better than if you're left with 99. It's 3 darts. Any way you slice it, you have to have the first 2 darts in there to get that last dart at a double. So 159, the first darts fall into the single 20, head for the 19.